Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm here today to share another part of the book of Joshua for you as I've done the first part of the week. Today I want to look at Joshua 4, and I want to read a few more verses than I normally do, just so we get the picture. So starting with Joshua 4 and verse 4, it says, So Joshua called together the 12 men he had chosen, one from each of the tribes of Israel. He told them, Go into the middle of the Jordan, in front of the ark of the Lord your God. Each of you must pick up one stone and carry it out on your shoulder, 12 stones in all, one for each of the 12 tribes of Israel. We will use these stones to build a memorial, so in the future, when your children ask, What do these stones mean? You can tell them. So then we skip down to verse 20, and it says this. And it was there at Gilgal that Joshua piled up the 12 stones taken from the Jordan River. In the future, he said, your children will ask, What do these stones mean? And then you can tell them, This is where the Israelites crossed Jordan on dry ground. For the Lord your God dried up the river right before your eyes, and he kept it dry until all had crossed, just as he did at the Red Sea. And then verse 24. He did this so that all the nations of the earth might know that the Lord's hand is powerful, and so that you might fear the Lord your God forever. Well, this is the story of collecting of the 12 stones to make a monument. Israel's about to cross the Jordan River. We know from previously that as the ark moves across the river, the water dries up and they walk across on dry land. And Joshua said, Take these stones with you. Now it says they put them on their shoulders. So it must have been a pretty good sized stone. And when they got to Gilgal on the other side, they made a monument of these 12 stones. And Joshua said, When your kids ask what do these stones mean, you can tell them. You can tell them that we went across the river when it was dry, just like happened at the Red Sea. Well, that's a fantastic story. I assume it's true, literally, but doesn't matter to me whether it is or not. It might to some people, and that's okay. You can have that opinion, but it's a story. It's a story about doing something to remember something previous. Now, we do a lot of that in our culture. We build monuments. We name roads and bridges. I I I get I just get curious sometimes when I'm going across a bridge and this bridge is in honor of so and so, so and so. And I wonder if anybody remembers who that person is. I mean, I suppose somebody does. I hope so. And then you go into various cities and you've got statutes here and statutes there. And you go to the cemeteries, you got headstones and whatnot. And they are all there to remind us of something in the past. Now, in your life, what kind of things do you have that remind you of things in the past? Maybe you have something that came from your parents, a piece of furniture or an artifact of some sort, or something from your childhood days. I have a picture in my office. I found the picture, didn't even know I still had it, and I finally framed it. It's a picture of two little collie dogs with a ball of yarn. And that means nothing to anybody except me, maybe my brother, but I doubt it. See, that picture hung in a wall in my childhood bedroom. And it reminds me of a time that I want to remember because it was kind of special. Now, when I die, my kids are going to look at that picture as I've just looked at it and they go, Where is that? What did that come from? And if I remember to tell them, someone might remember, others won't. They'll just say, it's an interesting picture. Sell it at a yard sale for a quarter or something. But for me, it reminds me of something. So here we have the story of Joshua having them collect the stones to remind their kids of something. And what he says here in the last verse that I read, he did this so that all the nations of the earth might know that the Lord's hand is powerful. And that so that you might, uses the word fear. I'll come back to in a second. You might fear the Lord your God forever. The word fear there would be better translated so that you might hold the Lord your God in awe, its specialness. I'm not quite sure why they use the word fear. I've tried to find out and haven't been successful actually, but that's a common translation. And it doesn't mean being scared. It means having something with such great respect that it's really, really, really special. So he's saying here, I want you to tell your children, see these stones? These stones remind us of how powerful God is. And they remind us of how we need to hold him in awe in all that we do. So as I was saying, the picture of the little collies remind me of my childhood. I have some other things in my office that remind me of who God is. One of these days, somebody else is going to have these things. And hopefully, they'll have meaning to them too. But what is so important in life, your life, my life, everybody's life, is to remember how powerful God's hand is. He changes people. He changes lives. He changes everything. However good your life is, it'll be better if you walk through life with God at your side. However lousy it is, it'll be a whole lot better. God wants us to remember him, whatever it takes, whatever you need to do to remember him. He's constantly reaching out for you to understand how much he cares. And so today, I just want to leave you with a thought. What do you have that reminds you of your past, your history? And what do you have that reminds you of God? You need both. You really do. Well, you think about it. If you have a need or a prayer concern, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet those needs. I'll be back tomorrow, share a little bit more from the book of Joshua. Hope you have a really, really great day. God bless you. I'll talk to you again.